What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Amos. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys all the trades you could have caught today on Thursday, September 4th, 2025. So today I took one trade, one winner. I'll explain after the reasoning why I took the trade and why I missed out on another opportunity. And there was at least 3 trades you could have caught today. I'll go over the one that I took after, but let's get right into the chart. So right here, going into the morning, as you guys can see, we have a buy side liquidity pool right here, which is the pre-market high, okay, at 6 a.m. And then if you go to the left here, you have a 15-minute bearish for value gap. So of course it's pretty far away to the left, and it got filled multiple times. Okay, so in order for us to recycle this 15-minute gap, we need to trade above the high and immediately reject the high, so we can know that sellers responded above the high and are ready to make the reversal. So good, this is the area that I mark out to play the possible scalp back down. And if you guys didn't know, the scalps that I always take is I have a level, okay, I mark out a level which is a high buy side liquidity, 15-minute bearish for value gap, and when I mark out this level, I try to anticipate whether buyers are going to stand up here aggressively inside a 15-minute bearish zone, and then if we get signs of weakness from those buyers and signs of aggression from those sellers, this is where I want to take shorts back down towards the most recent low for a 1-to-1. Okay, so I have a key level, I have also my lower time frame confirmations that will tell me, okay, Amos, this is your time to enter, and this is the way that I trade. So here we go. I'll go on this 3-minute chart. Now take a look at the reaction once we sweep this buy side liquidity. And right here we swept buy side and we have this 3-minute bullish for value gap. What does that tell me? It tells me that if we are truly bullish, we should respect this 3-minute for value gap in order to create new highs. Okay, so right here, basically, why is this scalp so good? We swept a 15-minute high into a 15-minute bearish zone. Okay, and while entering a higher time frame bearish zone, we are creating displacement from buyers in a bearish zone on the lower time frames. What does that mean? It means that lower time frame buyers are trying to push price up, while higher time frame sellers will try to push price down. So one of them are going to get squeezed. So I'll wait. I will not try to fade the higher time frame bias, which is my key level right here, and I will wait for those buyers on the lower time frames to get squeezed, so I have a nice confirmation to go short back down towards the most recent low. So right here, as you guys see, in the literally 3 minutes right after we swept the level, we disrespected this 3-minute gap. So why do I like this trade so much? We couldn't close a singular handle above the buy side. That makes it A+. Good. Another aspect that makes it A+ is the fact that we had a V signature move, which means that we created this for value gap with 3 candles. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4th candle disrespected the bullish for value gap, which tells me that, okay, the sellers are actually present inside this level and are ready to push price back down towards the most recent low. So this is how I know this setup is so good. So now you want to wait for price to come back towards this area, so this inversion for value gap. You put your stop loss back at a 1-to-1 risk to reward, and you target the most recent low here. Okay, so here we go. You go short, and as you guys see, in few minutes you hit your target. Okay, so this was the first trade, 15-minute buy side liquidity sweep. So buy side liquidity sweep, you are bearish. 15-minute bearish for value gap. Rejection, you're bearish. You're creating a bullish 3-minute for value gap. If we're truly bullish, we should respect it in order to create a new high. If we're bearish, though, we will disrespect it. So the third confirmation we have here is the inversion for value gap back down, and then we have the most recent lows here as our draw on liquidity. Okay, really good. It's called, this is the model 1, basically the reaction play from a key level, which is buy side liquidity and a 15-minute for value gap. Good. Now let me show you guys the other trades you could have caught today. So right here, as you guys see, we swept Asian low here. As you guys see on this 15-minute chart, you will be able to see it pretty well. We have sell side liquidity, which is Asian low, and we have a 15-minute bullish for value gap. What does that mean? It's a level. It is my key level that I know has a lot of chances of creating a lower time frame pullback in the market. Do I know if price is going to go back all the way to this high right here? No, I have no idea of that. But do I know I can take a potential one-to-one risk to scalp from this level, looking at the lower time frame order flow confirmation by looking at inversions, breakers, order blocks? Of course I can. So now I'll scale down to this 2-minute chart, and I'll wait for price to create signs of aggression from sellers while we enter a higher time frame bullish zone. So now right here you created this bearish fair value gap, but as you guys can see, sellers were aggressive again inside this level, which is the area where the sellers initiated that down move and are really located here. And then as soon as you respect it, you create a new leg with aggression again. So now what am I basing my trade off of? I'm basing my trade off of this gap right here. I can see that a lot of aggressive sellers are located right here inside this bearish fair value gap on the 2-minute chart, and we are entering a higher time frame bullish zone. Okay, so now if we're truly bearish, we should respect this fair value gap in order to create a new low, but I will not try to short here. I will try to go long and wait for those sellers to get squeezed, because I don't want to fade my higher time frame key level. So now I'll wait, and right here is the exact moment where you disrespect that 2-minute bullish gap, and right here you had an opportunity to go back for a one-to-one risk to the upside. So now you buy here, stop loss right there, take profit at a one-to-one risk to reward. So now let's take a look at what happened. And as you guys see, in 4 minutes you hit your target. Of course, I didn't take the first trade right here. I didn't take the second, and there was not really a reason why I didn't take the second. I just wanted to enter on that breaker, because I judged that when we inverse this gap, I really wanted this candle right here to inverse the gap. Okay, that's the thing. When I saw that we couldn't close above the previous candle's high on this 2-minute chart, I knew we could possibly return back down here, and basically it was a lower probability trade because it wasn't that V signature like the first trade. You see here, this was a V signature, 1 2 3, the fourth candle disrespects it, and then right here it was not a V signature. It would have been if the 1018 candle would have closed above the gap. Of course, it is still a really good trade. I didn't take it. I was staying patient for another possible scalp if we respected the breaker. Now let me show you guys the trade that I actually took with my VIP. So right here, exactly, this was the moment where we created that market structure shift. Okay, we swept sell side liquidity, Asian low. We had SMT at this low also with ES, so ES couldn't sweep the Asian low right there, as you guys see, SMT divergence. So the market was looking pretty bullish. So now what did I do? I scaled down to this 30-minute chart, and I saw how big this wick actually was. So I knew those buyers were so aggressive that I could potentially find a continuation play back to the upside if I found an inversion for value gap, so a bearish for value gap being formed, and us being able to disrespect it to the upside. So now I went down to this 1-minute chart, and I tried to find a reason why we should break the most recent high. We created this breaker, right here. We inversed this 2-minute fair value gap. We created that order block right here. So sell side liquidity swept, 15-minute bullish fair value gap is being rejected, SMT at Asian lows. We market structure shift to the upside on the 1-minute chart. We create this 1-minute fair value gap, 1-minute order block. A lot of confirmation that are telling me that the buyers are being aggressive. Good. Now what did we create? We generated the buy side by you see here we have what we call low resistance liquidity right here, and we pushed up, we stopped at this high. So all this resting liquidity above is still really important, and we need to sweep it in order to have enough fuel in this market. So we have literally perfect equal highs right above us, and we have created a bearish fair value gap here. So now it's pretty clear we're pushing up, we're respecting the breaker, the fair value gap, and the higher time frame context is telling us that we're bullish. We have low resistance liquidity, and we have equal highs above us. So now what am I trying to do? I'm trying to find a quick scalp back to the most recent high, knowing that I have good draw on liquidity above me, and I have a lot of confirmation that are telling me that buyers are strong in the market. So now I waited for this 1 minute fair value gap to get disrespected. So I went in, stop loss right below this candle's low, and I went for 1-to-1 risk to reward back to the most recent high. Okay, and in literally 2 minutes I hit my target. Of course, the target could have been this high right here, which were the equal highs at this moment. I think this would have been the best target, of course, but I got my piece of the pie. I made that $300 pretty fast. I was happy with the win, so I went out and took out my profits. Of course, there is, let's say if I traded 2 minis here, I could have trimmed one at the most recent high and then at those equal highs, but these were the best possible trades of the day. So we had the short here on this 3-minute chart, we had the long here back on this 2-minute inversion for value gap right here, and we also had this 1 minute inversion for value gap here for that 1-to-1 risk to reward. You could have also scalped those equal highs. Appreciate you guys so much for showing love to my YouTube channel. Make sure to use code AMOS for the highest discount on Tradeify. By far the best prop firm in the game. If you want to see me live trade this strategy every single day from 10 to 11 a.m. Make sure to hit the link down below to join my VIP Discord. And appreciate you guys so much. And I see you guys on the next one. Peace out.